Imagine waking up one morning, and the store you have shopped at your whole life is gone. No warning sign, no goodbye, just a dark window, a locked door, and a piece of paper taped to the glass saying, "Permanently closed." This is not a scene from a movie. This is something communities across America are increasingly reporting in different forms. In recent years, multiple retail analysts and industry forecasts have suggested that a significant wave of store closures may continue across the United States, potentially reaching tens of thousands of locations, depending on market conditions and retail restructuring trends. Think about that for a second. Thousands of stores disappearing, and behind every closure, there are workers, families, and entire communities affected. Today, we're going inside the states that are seeing some of the most noticeable retail disruptions in the country. We're going to look at real industry patterns, real corporate decisions, and the real human impact behind every closing door. Stay with us, because what is happening in these states reflects a larger transformation in how America shops, works, and lives. Before we go state by state, it is important to understand what is driving this shift. And it is not just one factor. It is a combination of several major economic changes happening at the same time. Over the last decade, online shopping has grown significantly, and this trend accelerated further after the COVID-19 pandemic. Many consumers became used to the convenience of ordering from home, and a large portion of that behavior has remained. At the same time, retailers have been facing rising operational pressures, higher rent in many cities, increased labor costs, supply chain disruptions in recent years, and stronger competition from discount retailers and e-commerce platforms. Well-known retail chains such as Macy's, Kohl's, Walgreens, GameStop, and others have all announced restructuring plans over time, which in some cases include store closures or consolidation. Industry reports also indicate that retail job reductions and restructuring efforts have increased in recent years, although exact figures vary depending on the source and methodology. What is clear is this: traditional retail is not disappearing completely, but it is changing rapidly. Illinois is not always the first state mentioned in retail discussions, but it reflects many of the broader national trends. In Chicago and surrounding suburbs, several retail chains have reduced their physical footprint over time. Retailers such as Jo-Ann, GameStop, and other national chains have announced closures in various locations across the state as part of wider restructuring plans. While Illinois still has a strong retail presence overall, many analysts note that some shopping centers and malls have seen declining foot traffic over the years, which contributes to store closures in certain areas. The impact is often felt locally. Fewer shoppers in nearby businesses, reduced mall activity, and shifts in employment opportunities. Illinois represents a quieter but steady transformation in retail patterns. Pennsylvania has a mix of large cities and smaller industrial towns, and retail plays an important role in both. In recent years, several national retailers have reduced their presence across the state as part of broader bankruptcy or restructuring processes. Chains such as Big Lots and Party City, which went through major restructuring and closures nationwide, affected multiple Pennsylvania locations. Macy's has also been part of nationwide plans to reduce store counts, which has included locations in various states, including Pennsylvania. In many smaller towns, a single large store closure can have a noticeable local impact because it may reduce employment opportunities, nearby business traffic, and community retail access. The effect is often more visible in smaller communities than in major cities. Texas is often seen as one of the strongest economic states in the U.S. But even there, retail changes are visible. Several national chains, including pharmacy and auto parts retailers, have been adjusting their store networks across different states, including Texas. Walgreens and other pharmacy chains have announced selective closures in underperforming locations nationwide. Auto parts retailers, such as Advance Auto Parts, have also been restructuring their physical store presence across the U.S. In some communities, the closure of a single pharmacy or grocery store can have a meaningful local impact, especially in lower-income or high-growth suburban areas. While Texas continues to grow overall, retail restructuring is still part of its evolving economic landscape. Georgia, especially the Atlanta metro area, continues to grow economically. However, retail patterns vary significantly between urban and rural areas. Some national chains, including dollar stores and apparel retailers, have adjusted store locations in various parts of the state as part of broader corporate changes. In rural communities, retail stores often play a larger role because they may serve as primary shopping destinations. When stores close in those areas, residents may need to travel farther for basic goods, which changes daily routines and local commerce patterns. Georgia reflects a divide between growing metro regions and more vulnerable rural retail zones. New Jersey has one of the highest population densities in the country, with many shopping centers and retail corridors. In recent years, several retail chains have reduced or adjusted their presence in the state as part of nationwide restructuring efforts. Pharmacy chains, department stores, and specialty retailers have all undergone shifts that include closures in multiple states, including New Jersey, because of high living costs and competitive retail environments. Even small changes in retail employment can have noticeable local effects. Retail adjustments in New Jersey are often linked to broader national trends rather than isolated local issues. Michigan has a long history of economic transformation, especially linked to manufacturing industries. In recent years, retail changes have added another layer to this economic transition. Some national retailers, including Kohl's and others, have reduced store counts across multiple states, including Michigan. At the same time, certain cities are still recovering from past industrial shifts, which makes retail job changes more noticeable in some communities. Michigan reflects a state where multiple economic transitions are happening at once, including manufacturing, logistics, and retail. New York remains one of the largest retail markets in the United States. However, retail patterns vary significantly between New York City and upstate regions. In some areas, pharmacy chains and department stores have adjusted their physical locations as part of nationwide restructuring strategies. Macy's and other large retailers have also reduced store counts in select locations across the country, including New York. In upstate cities such as Buffalo, Rochester, and Albany, retail jobs often play a more central role in local employment compared to finance-heavy urban areas. Retail changes in New York reflect both high-cost urban pressures and regional economic differences. Ohio has seen significant industrial and retail restructuring over time. Some major retail and warehouse operations have undergone layoffs or consolidation in recent years, reflecting broader changes in logistics and e-commerce. Companies such as Big Lots, which is headquartered in Ohio, have faced financial restructuring that has included store closures nationwide. This creates a stronger emotional impact locally when well-known brands from the state reduce operations. Ohio continues to adapt to changes in both manufacturing and retail employment sectors. Florida continues to experience strong population growth, especially in cities like Miami, Orlando, and Tampa. However, retail patterns vary widely across the state. Several national retailers, including pharmacy chains and department stores, have reduced locations in certain areas as part of broader corporate restructuring. In some neighborhoods, retail closures can affect access to basic services like pharmacies or small grocery stores. At the same time, Florida's overall economy continues to grow, which creates a mixed picture of expansion and restructuring happening simultaneously. California is the largest economy in the United States, and it also has one of the most dynamic retail environments because of high operating costs, changing consumer habits, and increased competition. Many retailers have adjusted their physical store presence in the state. Companies such as Kohl's, Macy's, Walgreens, and GameStop have all included California locations in their broader restructuring plans. In major cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, and San Diego, some retail corridors have seen visible changes over time, including empty storefronts and reduced foot traffic in certain areas. However, it is important to note that California also continues to lead in many sectors, including technology, entertainment, and innovation. Retail changes here reflect economic transition rather than total decline. What we are seeing is not the complete disappearance of retail. It is a shift in how retail works. E-commerce continues to grow, and physical stores are being restructured to fit new consumer behavior. Traditional stores that cannot adapt to pricing pressure, convenience demands, and operational costs are the ones most affected. But even in this shift, physical retail still plays an important role. Jobs for entry-level workers, community shopping spaces, access points for essential goods, and local economic activity. The system is changing, not ending. Communities and policymakers are exploring several responses: repurposing empty retail spaces, supporting small local businesses, workforce retraining programs, and mixed-use redevelopment of malls and shopping centers. Consumers also play a role in shaping retail demand through shopping choices. No single solution will stop the transformation, but adaptation can reduce its negative impact. The states we discussed are not collapsing. They are adapting to a major economic transition that is reshaping retail across the United States. Behind every store closure, there is a human story: workers, families, and communities adjusting to change. This is not just about stores. It is about how life is changing in modern America, and this story is still unfolding.